how did the main faction within Judaism originate? Various factions in Judaism emerged during the time. No. Various factions in Judaism during the time of Christ emerged from the history of foreign domination and the resulting class division in Jewish culture. The three main groups were the Pharisees, the Sadducees, and the Essenes. Babylonian captivity of 598 to 538 BC was a major impact on Jewish culture. It was the Babylonian. There was a Babylonian account of it happening too. Quote, the king of Akkad encamped against the city of Judah and seized the city and captured the king, according to the Babylonian Chronicle. Only 31 Jews were taken, though, and they were only the good-looking and smart ones, and they were taken to Babylonianize them. But while fundamental changes were taking place there were also some taking place in their homeland. This is where the Pharisees, the subject of my first point, come from. Because there was no more temple, the Torah took its place. Weekly meetings were led by learned men called rabbis. Without priests, became powerful demagogues. Because they later became known as the Pharisees. They made more strict but easier to understand guidelines so as to not break the laws. The name may have come from the Hebrew word for specifier, but the start of its use is disputed. But what about the Jews that left? These became known as the Sadducees. While the Pharisees were developing their own culture, so did the group of the Sadducees. They descended from the upper class, but one of their mistakes was assuming they would regain their old position in society upon return. And many didn't trust the new returns because of the class divide, and they thought that they were spies for the Persian king. It didn't help that this was probably true. They remained more cosmopolitan too, based on their welcoming of Alexander the Great. According to the Josephus, when Alexander the Great conquered Jerusalem, priests dressed up and met him at the gate. The warm greeting took Alexander the Great by such surprise that he was stunned, got off his horse, and bowed. Their name probably descended from a priest named Zadok, too. Although they had views regarding Hellenism that were positive in favor of it, this was opposing the Pharisees. Also contradicting the Pharisees was with how they were with the church. They arrested apostles and killed them, and, quote, Sadducees were responsible for the death of James, the brother of the Lord, unquote, said Josephus. There was also a third, lesser known, group, the Essenes. They believed that the Messiah was about to return to punish the wicked, so they left Jerusalem. They worked hard to remain ritually pure and live in what we now think of as the monastic style. Josephus said that the, quote, Essenes, although Judeans by ancestry, are even more mutually affectionate than the others, unquote, in reference to the Pharisees and Sadducees. It's disputed where they came from, but they were a large group from the 2nd century BC to the 1st century AD. Unlike the other groups, they gave up on the temple system and focused on monastic study of Jewish scripture. They were also communists, wore white, and avoided olive oil. So, although various factions even though there were, we nowadays may think of the Jews as one group. Around the time of Christ, there were 3 main different factions, and they emerged from a history of foreign domination and resulting class division in Jewish culture.